What's going on, y'all? It's DJ Treacy Treese, and welcome back to The Spark. I am back to this podcast way before WNBA season starts, and I'm back for a couple reasons. First of all, I hope y'all holiday have been great. The new year has been wonderful. January has treated you well. Happy Black History Month. Happy Valentine's Day upcoming. Just all in one. And I'm glad to be back to this specific podcast, and I'm going to tell you why. You know, as I've been finding what I want to talk about in sports and finding my lane and really just engaging with different people online, I think I like engaging with people online about NBA topics. I might make some shorts about that, but a whole dedicated podcast, like, I don't really have the passion and the fire for it as much. But y'all know that I have that for the WNBA. I host a show with Michael Matthew called the LA Sparks Weekly Show, where we actually are on court with the Sparks here in LA. So I have a physical commitment to the WNBA. I'm a season ticket holder for the LA Sparks. All these things, I feel this passion for for women's basketball. So I think I'm just gonna focus on talking about women's basketball. I might talk about the NBA here or there, like I said, but the dedicated podcast part, for sure, I am going to stick to women's basketball. So there's tons of going on with the upcoming Olympics, with aero hoops. There's a lot happening with just the WNBA partnering with different people, and you able to watch basketball from all across the world. They partner with the it's the basketball, I think it's just called National Basketball Association, but it's in Australia. So they partner with them, and there's international content that's up. So I think they're doing a great job of like unifying women's basketball. And I could just do a better job about covering that, because honestly, the NBA has like stressed me out, and I'm a Lakers fan. Of course, all LA sports across the board, even USC. Come on, Juju Watkins. Can you talk about that? Like, I've been to a USC game. It wasn't the 51-point one because that was an away game, but I'm going to make it a regular habit to try to get out there more, because Juju, oh my goodness, like breaking records and playing awesome basketball. So anyway, yeah, I don't really like men's basketball that much. I love watching LeBron play. I love in the NBA, I watch every NBA game on League Pass. As soon as basketball starts in the afternoon, I like engaging with that content, but creating it, not so much. But welcome back to the show. I have so much to talk about in free agency. If you have been under a rock and haven't been updated on what has been happening, the entire WNBA is playing musical chair, y'all. I mean, let's start with the LA Sparks. All of these updates are on WNBA.com. If you go to the top under transactions, you'll see all of what I'm talking about here. But I just want to talk about some high-level things and some teams. Now, I'm not going to go through all of them, but I want to talk about some that really stood out to me. First of all, of course, let's talk about the Sparks. Lexi Brown just signed a 2-year contract. She just talked about it on Gil's Arena that this is her first guaranteed contract, y'all. First guaranteed contract. So congratulations to Lexi Brown on securing a 2-year deal with the Sparks on top of this upcoming year. So love that for you, Lexi. Congrats. Laysha is back. Laysha, of course, brings that energy on the court. We love Laysha Clarendon. Kia Nurse is new, so excited to see her game and how she gonna ball. She's a forward, I believe. Then we got Ray Burrell is signed. Wow, Ray Burrell is signed, y'all. That's wonderful. Michael Matthew, if he was on this show right now, he'd be saying he is so excited to see Ray ball. And I'm excited to see her play as well. She can shoot. She's very tall. She's very athletic. She can run the court. And she's aggressive. So love that. And I want to see her play with Z, especially. You know, the two of them at the block, I think would be fun to watch. Ari McDonald from, I think she came from Atlanta. I don't know much about her game, but I think she averaged like 10 points per game last season. Anything helps, can help. And then people play different when they go to different teams. So come on, girl. Welcome. And then the Sparks got 4 draft picks in the upcoming draft. That's in May. So they got a lot to play with. Two of the draft picks is like, one of them like number 2, one is like number 4. So it's like, we up there. I think they're going to draft Cameron Brink. I'm not sure. I got to look at everybody who's in it. I don't think, if you know where they announced that at, let me know. But I don't think they announced it yet. But I just want to check out all the recruits. But we know that LA loves Stanford. in the Stanford program. So we already know what's happening there. All right, let's talk about the Seattle Storm, y'all. This one breaks my heart because Nneka Ogwumike, who played with the LA Sparks for 12 years, y'all, just decided that in free agency, she was going to leave the Sparks and go and play for the Seattle Storm. And she announced that like 3 days after Skylar Diggins had said she was going to go to the Seattle Storm. Mind you, Seattle had a terrible season last year, but Jewell Loyd had an MVP season. I mean, Jewell Loyd was really holding down the team. So imagine Jewell Loyd with Skylar Diggins, who has something to prove this season. You know what I mean? And Nneka, season champion here. You know, it just makes me feel like Vegas is finally going to have some competition. I'm excited to see them play. I'm not excited that they in the West because it's like, all right, whatever we shake together in LA, we're going to have to compete real hard with them. It was already, you know, I think they beat us with the roster they had last year. And that's like, how did that happen? But they also have an awesome coach in Noel Quinn. So excited to see that. Next, let's talk about the Phoenix Mercury. Also had a terrible season last year. Terrible. I mean, the Sparks beat them 3 times, I think. It was crazy. But Kahleah Copper just left Chicago. You heard me right. Kahleah Copper, 3-time All-Star, WNBA champion and Finals MVP, just left there to go play in Phoenix and join Beck Allen from the Connecticut Sun. Natasha Cloud, she came from Washington. Brittany Griner was already there, and Diana Taurasi is there. In my humble opinion, I think Diana Taurasi is going for her final push, and then after this season, she gonna retire, because this is a hell of a roster. On top of the fact that she already had done the Olympics, so it's like killing 2 birds, 1 stone kind of thing. So I'm excited to see Phoenix play. They got Sophie Cunningham, who beefed with Kahleah Copper a little bit, so I'm excited to see them join forces and be on the same team. It's looking good. Let's go to the Connecticut Sun. They already had a great roster. DeWanna Bonner signed there. Tiffany Mitchell signed, and they already had Alyssa Thomas. So I don't know what's going to happen with Connecticut, but you never know with Alyssa Thomas and DeWanna Bonner, because they are the dynamic duo. I don't know what they be doing in the off season or what kind of training regimen that they have, but they go GOAT mode every time they get together and get linked up. It's like one to have a 40-point game and then the other one to come with a 40-point game. They be fighting to the death at the end of every game. It's just wonderful. Anyway, getting so excited. Moving on to the Atlanta Dream. Jordan Canada from the LA Sparks, which I have the Jordan Canada jersey from last year, and I'm glad that I got it. I'm shitty that I didn't get it signed, but you know what? It's all good, because when she comes back in town, when we play Atlanta, I'm gonna have her sign her LA jersey. I think she'll do it for me, and I'm gonna try to go into the press conference and get that, or get it before the game. So I'll keep y'all posted on that and see if I get it, because then once I get it, I'm just gonna frame it and put it up on the wall. That'd be kind of fire. But so the Atlanta Dream, they had a pretty stacked roster. They a good shooting team, but they just had some inconsistencies and didn't really play well overall to get that playoff push. They now have Jordan Canada. Ryan Howard was already there. Ariel Powers came from the Minnesota Lynx. So AP is there, and Alicia Gray. So it's looking good for the Atlanta Dream. I'm sure I'm missing some people there. Like I said, I'm just going high level here. And then with the Minnesota Lynx, Courtney Williams from Chicago. You've heard Chicago a couple times here. And I'm so sorry to all them people in Chicago. I'm so sorry to all them people in Chicago, because I don't know who is still on that team. They're going to have a bunch of new people. They're going to have a bunch of people just put together, and I don't know what's happening there. So hopefully there's still some free agents left that they can kind of grab some people up, or maybe the draft kind of changes things. Or they sign some people to their training camp and really get their body count up, because Chicago is looking like they 2 best players left. Not Dana, I love Dana. So I think Dana is still in Chicago, and hopefully they sign her to a long-term contract, so that opened up some salary cap for her. I'll keep y'all posted on that. But the Minnesota Lynx have Courtney Williams, Nafisa Collier, and Natisha Heidemann from the Minnesota Lynx. Natisha Heidemann from the Minnesota. No, she's not from the Minnesota. She went to the Minnesota Lynx. She's from the Connecticut Sun. I saw that kind of coming, because she was kind of second string already. I don't think she was finding her groove in they playoff push. So I'm glad that she went over to Minnesota, and maybe she'll click better with Nafisa. But oh my goodness, all of this has happened, and the trade. This was like 1 week into the trade, and it started raining in LA, and it rained for 4 days, and it never stopped just because. And that's how, that's metaphorically how I felt on the inside. Because, oh my God, why? I mean, literally, this next season, we're going to have to relearn every roster. Do y'all know that? Are y'all aware that this next season, we are going to have to make sure we know? I mean, I'm going to be on the court like, she plays for, sorry. I'm going to have to study the rosters because everybody played musical chairs, but it's exciting to see things shake up because people do not want the Aces to do a three-peat. New York got some extra people on there as well. Nobody that I saw that was like real high level, but New York couldn't get the job done. But now they gonna have to go against Jewel Lloyd and the Skylar Diggins and the Necker, or the Kalia and the Beck and the Natat and the BG. It's seeming like people got some stacked rosters, and you never know what comes out the draft too. So we might be in a whole different situation with the Sparks as well. I think this is going to be a little bit more of a rebuild season, which we're okay with because we understand we still got Zaya Cook, we got Z Azare who played really well last season, De'Erica Hamby. We got some people, we got some juice. So I'm excited to see how this goes. But thank y'all for tapping in. Like I said, y'all got me locked in. I'm gonna be here more often because I enjoy women's basketball more. I'm gonna make me a sweatshirt that say I like women with my basketball, or I like W with my NBA. You think the WNBA will sue me? Don't sue me, WNBA. I'm just trying to make a t-shirt. All right, y'all. I'll tap in with y'all later. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, and lock in with this channel for more content like this. See y'all soon.